Good day. I'm going to talk to you about a sky command that I came across in my experiences, or one of my experiences. So a sky command is when something happens in my dreams or my experiences, and it's really consistent, and it feels like a very significant artificial construct, like it's not an entity or it's not controlled by an entity. It's an automated system that happens when I command it to. And it happens from the sky in my experiences, and they seem like significant bits in these experiences. Like I'm so surprised in the experience and after the experience that these things happen so consistently when I command them to, without distortion, very clearly. So the first one, well, I'm actually going to do one so I don't make the video too long. So the first one is the Crimson Skies command. So whenever I said Crimson Skies in this experience, some weird thing would appear in the sky. So I was in a warehouse, perfectly human looking warehouse, and I was trying to figure out whether or not the people in the warehouse, 5 to 10 people, were malevolent or benevolent. I was trying to figure out if they're, kind beings. And after a while, I figured out that they were not. And they started to chase me down, like they were all chasing me, and I was just like parkouring through the warehouse, but I couldn't find a way out of it. And the only thing that I could do was say Crimson Skies. I'm not sure how I figured that out. I might have heard this by one of the beings that wasn't so malevolent. And I said Crimson Skies very clearly, and I was sucked into the sky through the roof of the warehouse. So when I was going up, I went up into the sky, I don't know, a couple kilometers up there, and I only spent like 2 seconds flying up there, uncontrollably, by the way. This thing just sucks me up. And the thing is, it's a thought form construct. Doesn't matter if it's just my dream construct or an actual astral construct that's supported by many beings. It's a thought form construct. And this thing just, it's so vast. It feels like this giant automated system that's doing something. Anyways, this is a purple. It's not crimson. It's not even close to crimson. It's a dark purple construct that's like 2 kilometers up, and it's pretty much a rectangular prism. Its width and breadth are like a kilometer long, and the height of it I don't really know because it kind of went up into the clouds. But there was this black dark opening. It was perfectly rectangular. It was like a cutout into this purple construct, and I was pulled up into this thing when I said Crimson Skies. So it took me 2 seconds to get up there or so, and then I was up there for 2 seconds, and I don't know what was going on. I was inside this hollow purple rectangular prism, and it just had a very generic signature to it. It did feel very significant, no entitative signature, and I just felt like I was being scanned or something. And it put me back down after 2 seconds out into this desert area right next to the warehouse, and I saw it pick up and put down like 5 to 10 people, whoever was in that warehouse, just slowly suck them up. Well, not slowly, but it sucked them up individually, one after another. 2 seconds up, 2 seconds in there, then 2 seconds to drop them back in. So it took, several seconds to go through all of them, and I was just watching it. It's very interesting. And it placed them all back down in the warehouse, but placed me out in the desert, because I saw them go back down there. And it's like this thing just scanned. I assume it scanned me, said I was benevolent, or it acquired that I was benevolent, and separated me from the malevolent beings. And I experimentally just repeated this command just out in the desert for no apparent reason, and I just couldn't help myself. Like I was trying to restrain myself from saying this because I didn't want to abuse this particular construct that was built for something important, but I had to keep doing it. So I was out in the desert, I said Crimson Skies, and it happened again. It still managed to suck the people up in the warehouse and me, because we were all within its radius. It's 1 kilometer radius or so, whatever it was hovering over. And after that, I found myself later on in a residential area, and I did it in there too, when people are getting sucked out of their houses up into this thing. And it was pretty interesting, just the way it would happen consistently. 2 seconds up into the black cube thing in the middle, or the opening, and 2 seconds in the thing being scanned, and then 2 seconds to be placed back to the original location I was in, unless I'm being separated or pulled out of a building. I don't know if it was separating me from the malevolent beings or if it was just pulling me outside of a building. It didn't pull the other dudes outside of the building in the first command, so it's probably not that. And whenever I called on this thing with the command, it would take about a second or two to manifest. Like, it would drop into the clouds and I would see it over the course of 1 to 2 seconds. And so that's the Crimson Skies experience. See you next time.